By the time your knees start to feel weak, you've usually already lost something even more important, and it's probably not what you think. Most people assume weak knees just mean shrinking muscles, but research on aging muscles shows something stranger. After 75, the strength in your legs can fade 2 to 5 times faster than the muscle itself disappears. Which means you can look the same in the mirror, weigh the same on the scale, while the legs underneath you are quietly losing the one thing that actually lets you stand up, walk steady, and catch yourself before a fall. Here's what we're covering in the next 10 minutes. First, the 30-second at-home test physical therapists use to measure exactly how much strength your legs have left. Then, how that same test becomes the single most effective daily exercise for standing up easier, walking steadier, and moving through your day without that heavy, unstable feeling in your knees. And near the end, the one quiet habit that convinces perfectly capable people to give up on their mobility years before their body ever forces them to. This isn't some random exercise trend. The test we're starting with comes from researchers Rikli and Jones, and it's still the backbone of the Fullerton Functional Fitness Test, the same checkup physical therapists and geriatric researchers use worldwide to measure whether an older adult's legs are strong enough to keep them independent. One thing before we start. If you've had a recent knee or hip surgery, or your doctor's given you specific movement limits, run this by them first. Think of this video as a general roadmap, not a replacement for whatever plan your own physical therapist may have already given you. So what does this test physical therapists actually use look like? It's almost insultingly simple, which is exactly why it works. Picture a plain, sturdy chair, pushed against a wall so it can't slide. The instructions are just this. Cross your arms over your chest, and on go, stand all the way up, then sit back down, as many times as you can with control for 30 seconds. That's it. No machines, nothing to buy. But that simple motion is doing something clever. It's not testing your knees on their own. It's testing whether your thighs, hips, and core can work together to lift your entire body weight against gravity, safely, again and again. That's almost exactly the same demand as standing up from your couch, your car seat, or a low chair at a restaurant. So if you tried that just now and noticed you needed to rock forward, grab something, or use a big swing of momentum just to get up, even a few times, that's not something to feel embarrassed about. That's your legs handing you useful information. It's telling you where you actually stand today, not where you assume you do. Go ahead and try it once you're somewhere safe. A countertop or sturdy rail nearby if you want the extra security. Note your number. Because next, I'm going to show you how that exact same movement, done on purpose, becomes the single best exercise for turning that number around. So how do you turn a 30-second test into a daily strength-building habit? Researchers studying frail older adults found something encouraging. When people practiced this exact rising and sitting motion regularly, their legs didn't just score better on a test. The everyday version of that same movement got noticeably easier too. Standing up from the couch, getting out of the car, climbing out of a low booth at a restaurant. All of it demanded less effort from muscles that used to be working near their limit just to get you upright. Here's exactly how to do it right. 1. Sit toward the front half of a sturdy, armless chair. A dining chair works better than a soft couch. Feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart, slightly behind your knees. 2. Before you move, lean your chest forward over your knees. This shifts the work onto your legs instead of your lower back. 3. Push through your whole foot, not just your toes, and stand up slowly, in control. 3 full seconds to rise, not a quick pop upward. 4. At the top, stand tall for 1 full breath. Don't just collapse back down. 5. Lower yourself with that same control. 3 slow seconds, like you're gently placing yourself into the seat, not falling into it. If a full unassisted stand feels like too much today, that's completely fine. Use a slightly higher chair, or rest your hands lightly on your thighs or the armrests for a light push-off. The goal isn't to make it as hard as possible on day 1. The goal is good form, done consistently. Once that version starts to feel solid, there's a specific way to make it harder. And just as important, a specific way to make it safer if your knees are talking to you today. That's next. So what do you do once this starts to feel easy? Or honestly, if it already feels too hard? Physical therapists rarely give every patient the exact same version of this movement. They usually adjust just 1 or 2 things based on what that person's knees can actually handle that week. You can do the same thing at home. To make it easier, raise your seat height with a firm cushion. Keep your hands on your thighs or the armrests for assistance, or stand near a countertop and let your arms share a little of the load. To make it harder as you improve, lower your seat height. Cross your arms over your chest instead of using your hands. Slow the tempo down even further, or add a short pause an inch above the seat before you stand back up. If you're dealing with knee pain, arthritis, or a joint replacement, keep the motion slow and controlled, rather than fast. Try to keep your knee tracking roughly over your second and third toe instead of caving inward, and only lower as far as feels pain-free, building range gradually, ideally with guidance from your own physical therapist if you have one. The goal every single week isn't necessarily more reps. It's the same clean form, with just slightly less assistance than the week before. Which brings us to the actual number. How many, how often, and what a realistic first week looks like. Start with 2 sets of as many controlled reps as you can do with good form. For most people just starting out, that's somewhere around 5 to 10. Rest for a minute or so in between. Aim for most days of the week, not just one big session on Sundays. This is exactly the kind of movement where consistency beats intensity. A little, often, wins over a lot, occasionally. And every couple of weeks, retest yourself using that same 30-second version from earlier. Not to chase a perfect score, just to watch your own number move in the right direction, at your own pace. Here's the part almost nobody talks about, though. Most people who struggle with this already know, somewhere in the back of their mind, that they should be doing something like it. So why do so many never actually start? It's really not about the knees at all. There's a well-documented pattern researchers call fear of falling. And it's not just a feeling, it's a behavior. After a stumble, a close call, or even just watching a friend go through a bad fall, a lot of people quietly make a decision. They'll simply move less. Skip the walk they used to take. Avoid the stairs when there's an elevator. Let someone else carry the groceries in. It feels like caution. It feels responsible. But recent research following older adults found that this kind of avoidance is directly linked to lower physical activity and greater dependence on others for daily tasks over time. And physically, less movement leads to exactly what you'd expect. The legs get weaker, which makes the next stumble more likely, not less. Researchers describe it almost like a spiral. Fear leads to avoiding activity. Avoiding activity leads to weaker legs, and weaker legs hand you a very real reason to be afraid. And it doesn't stop at the physical. That same fear has been linked to people quietly shrinking their own lives, skipping visits with grandchildren, stepping back from a club or a walking group or church, because staying home simply feels safer. So the real danger after 75 was never really the weak knees on their own. It's what a completely understandable fear of falling can quietly talk you into giving up, years before your body would have actually forced them to.
The good news is that spiral runs in both directions too, which is exactly where we're going to finish. So if you take just one thing from everything we covered, let it be this. Today, or first thing tomorrow morning, find a sturdy chair and do your own 30-second stand and sit test, just to know your real number. Then tomorrow, do 2 sets of the sit to stand. Slow, controlled, good form. And do it again the day after that. Not because one session changes your knees overnight, because the version of you sitting right now and the version of you standing up confidently at 85 are separated by exactly this kind of small, repeated decision. And once your legs can hold you up with real confidence, the next question becomes, what happens when the ground isn't flat, or you have to turn quickly, or reach up for something on a high shelf without your balance giving out? That's a completely different skill, and it's exactly what we break down step by step in the video right here.